Hello everybody, Andy here from Glass Half Dead, the #1 Kill Team channel on YouTube. Unless of course you're aware of any other Kill Team channel on YouTube. Hi everybody, so today I wanted to do a very quick video telling you three things. I wanted to talk about the fact that nobody can get hold of Dead Silence because it's already sold out, and how you can maybe get it still based on past experience. I also want to talk about some things that came up because of my Space Wolf Scouts, and also a few things about the hobby issues. This is ultimately a hobby video, but it's hobby to avoid you having to buy more things, not like how to paint, because that you don't come to me for that. Let's be honest. But also who you should give your limited number of fusion cannons to, or fusion blaster to, on them, and some things that you may not understand from my particular Phobos, because if we look on here, Warcom, obviously I got my boys shown. #1. Why is that? Do they love me? No, I know for a fact they don't. Let's be honest on that one. But it's there. I assume random number generation. So they got shown, and if you look through all of these, you might notice that mine look a little bit different. And it's not just the color scheme. It's the fact that all of my guys have heads. Additionally, if we don't need this anymore, if we look here, you will notice that I've actually built 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you watched my video on Saturday where I went over the Phobos team, I obviously wasn't talking about hobby there. So I kind of, perhaps some people only saw, oh, 7 models, that's cool. They've got helmets, that's cool. I didn't do an unboxing. So you might not be aware, especially from looking at the Warcom article. Um, I need to tell you a few things, of course, and then let's get into that. We'll start with the hobby first, then jump over to how you can still get your hands on things. There aren't timestamps below. Nobody's watching this, so I can't bother to do that. But if you are a subscriber to my channel, I would like to give a subscriber-only benefit, and that is a big double hello. Wow, so wholesome. Truly, the wholesomeness knows no bounds in the world of Glass Half Dead. And if you like what I do here, firstly, thank you very much for hanging around. But I would also like to say I have affiliate links if you're in the UK, Element Games, Wedding Games, and October Games. It'll be super for you to jump to. Or War Game Portal in the US. All affiliate links below. Go check it out. These are the reasons I use each of them. And yes, I do actually use all three of these shops myself, so I can vouch for them all. And I also sell some discount codes if you click on them below for GGEZ Crossfire Games. Clicking on these codes either costs you nothing extra or actually gives you money back in these instances. So consider looking at all that good stuff. Right, we don't need that now. Okay, let's get into it. So let's start with my wolf models. You will see, who do I need here? I need that guy, and I need, which one is it? That guy. Now, if you sorry, I'm gonna have to go back to the models I've shown on Warcom. If we look here on Warcom, we see that I have my Cross Scowl, whatever he's called, my Wolf Fang, my God, they've got terrible names, haven't they? Anyway, this guy is here. This model, I included in my picture to GW, the Warcom guys, who are lovely, by the way. Um, this guy, because he has a cool looking sword, which I can now show you. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. You see, I'm not much of a painter, but I just wanted to do a very quick, a little bit more than just a single shot of red over the sword, right? And red goes better than blue with this particular color scheme. So I just wanted to show off, oh, look, there's a little bit of dappling effect to it. Very subtle, all good. I did not include this guy, although I have done the same little dapple. You probably didn't pick up too well in this lighting on that. But this guy here, very important, is not from the Space Wolf box set. This is a body that comes from just the regular Phobos. So these two models here, the bodies come not in the Dead Silence set. You get 5 bodies, which are these 5 here, which are your gunner, your whatever this guy is. He's your comms and your medic. He's your medic, sorry, there's no comms. Your this boy, lovely jubbly. You get your sniper. This guy's getting nerfed, right? We've all seen the rules now. He's definitely getting nerfed, right? Guys, tell me if I'm crazy. And your proximity mine dude. Cool. Now, you might also have known that all of these guys have helmets. these helmets do not come in the box. That is very important. If you've seen unboxings, you will see there's only the Space Wolf heads. Now, I think the Space Wolf heads are really good, just to be clear. They look awesome, so thematic if you're into the Space Wolves. It's a great box, like just hobby-wise. But I skin color doesn't work well with my guys. In fact, this here is like this guy's arm is like the only skin color I've had to do, and it's fine. Like on one guy, fine, whatever. But I just don't think it works well for me, basically. So I don't like to do it for heads. So I just do helmets. There you go. So just keep in mind that if you are buying this team, or if you've got your pre-order in, we'll talk about that later, because you haven't. Let's be honest. And you're thinking, "Oh, yeah, I don't want to do the Space Wolf thing. I want to do the the generic dude thing like Andy has, because he's such a hobby champion, hobby pro." You will have to buy helmets elsewhere, and you need 2 more bodies. You need 2 more bodies. So, I happened to have lying around a spare Phobos kit, so I just took all the heads from that and 2 extra bodies, and there you go. So keep in mind that this guy here is just a regular Phobos body, and everything I've added, so like the sheath, the wolf pistol, the backpack, the particular power sword, the chest thing, and the arms are all just from the sprue. So this guy looks super wolfy. You wouldn't know he's not default. So it's a very good way of doing it. This guy, I made a slight mistake on doing, in that I think I still put, the wolf pouch and a wolf sling across his front and a wolf shoulder pad. However, I think I should have actually swapped this guy's backpack onto the hunter, because this guy is clearly a wolf guy, right? Like it's all over. The drip is dripping from him. He doesn't need the additional fur coat. It could have gone on him, and then this guy would look much more wolfy. So that's something to consider. But there you go. You need to do that. Right, cool. I then want to talk about here. So in my videos, basically, I made a mistake, and had read that you can put you can put 5 fusion blasters on these guys. And so luckily I went back and I edited in my correction, because it was a big enough mistake that it basically invalidated everything I said. Right. So here you go. Here's the one model I actually did. Um, and this is my leader, the Shasfrey. He has a fusion blaster. And who else did I give it to? This guy here. So this is your systems jammer guy. I can't recall. Now, I'm going to tell you who you should actually give it to. Oh, other thoughts, other feelings. I don't know. Yeah, there's these are the only options. Right. So you're watching this before you have it in hand. I'm sure that other better players have told you who you should put your fusion blasters on, because there is a correct answer to this. I want to be very clear about that. You will be playing this team in the way that it must be played, and what your operatives do does not change based on what the enemy you're facing is. This team plays one way, and if their rules fail, then the team cannot win. There you go. Their effectiveness into different teams might change, but the way you play cannot change. The team only plays one way, and the way you're going to play with that particular operative does not change regardless. Cool. So the fusion blaster, you have 2 options. This is actually quite simple. I didn't say it in my reviews because I didn't know you had to pick. There you go. You want to give it to your Shasfrey. The reason you give it to your Shasfrey is because it makes them much more capable. It does obviously make them a bit more of a target, but they're all targets, so it's fine. The thing with the Shasfrey is he's your best melee, so you have the actual option of charging in for like a 50-50 melee. You are guaranteed 1 hit. If you go first, that is a minimum 4 damage. That can be enough. You do not want to do that with normal fists. 3 dice hitting on 4s, you can easily fluff. And you don't get rerolls in melee, basically. You can, but you don't. So this is a thing where he also does not have any other APL to spend. He's happy to potentially do a big play where he goes all in on getting that big shot off. Nice. He's also independent. He doesn't really need to be around others. So then, if you think about your designator, no, we're going back to him. Your infiltrator I don't. You're not taking him. Your Liberator, he wants to be throwing grenades. He's got extra weapons. He doesn't want to be wasting APL on taking the big shot. It's not exactly wasting APL, but he has other things to do, considering you can give this gun to other people. The Lodestar has other things to do with dropping tokens, etc. And he wants to be next to the rest of his people. So you don't want to go for a long bomb move dash shoot with him, a last ditch effort, because he need then you are nerfing the whole of your team. Your neutralizer wants to be spending APL doing system jam. He cannot spend the APL elsewhere, and that's it. Therefore, your second guy that you want to put it on is, in fact, the Designator, because he is in essence a normal dude, but he has a mark light ability which kind of isn't relevant to him. It does mean that he will get a buff if you have an ambush marker down, which is awesome. But yeah, there you go. So put it on your Chassray and your Designator if you have to choose. These are very easy models to magnetize, so do consider magnetizing. I do not like magnetizing. However, considering that this is such a limited box, and I'll talk about that now, this is such a limited box that that you might not be able to get hold of it. We do have to ask, well, what do we do with this? So, getting into it now. Hey guys, it's been a while since we've had such a box get completely sold out within seconds, right? We were all quite lucky with Tomb World. It seems that it sold out online, but we saw it in stores after the initial weekend of people saying it's sold out now. We've still seen it pop up in stores. We've seen it pop up quite a few places. Chances are good that if you wanted a copy of Tomb World, you have a copy of Tomb World. Okay? So that's good. Oh, I've become so that's nice, lovely, great, glad to hear it. However, this box, that has not been the case. So I want to tell you how you can get hold of it. So there's two things. Firstly, this goes live in the UK, 10 a.m. GMT, and a lot of people complain that it is already sold out as soon as it's gone live. That is because local game stores will take pre-orders from the Sunday before, as soon as it's announced. So, for example, with Blood Bowl, I pre-ordered mine from Red October Games, one of the affiliate links I have, and I pre-ordered it before it went on their website. I sent them an email saying, hey, can I pre-order this? They said, yes, that's fine. Assuming stock comes in, it will now be allocated to you. Now, I'm just using Red October Games as an example. You can go to your local game store and do this with them, right? You build up a relationship, a rapport, and then basically they will take first come, first served, and they might ask for 100 boxes but only get 10. If you've pre-ordered and you're within that first 10 to pre-order, you will get allocated one of those boxes, which means that your local game store may well have none on their website, but they have been delivered the boxes, and you will still get one if you have waited until the Saturday when it actually goes up live for pre-order on GW, and like the other larger game stores like Wayland and Element, who I assume you can also pre-order like early from. I don't know. They're a slightly larger operation. I don't give it a go, I guess, but maybe they have a no pre-order allocation reserve because they know they're just going to sell out instantly, right? But that is how that works. So if you have a local game store, drop them an email, drop in, say, hey, give them a call. Can I pre-order this now? The answer is yes, you can. As I would recommend, do it on the Monday. As soon as the pre-order goes up, do it on the Monday. Most local game stores will say, yes, I can pre-order that for you. That does not mean that you are guaranteed to get it. If they, as I say, if they get 100 pre-orders before the thing even goes live and they only get sent 4, they can't help that. But you are not then waiting on the Saturday to sit in a queue and click. You only have to do that with Games Workshop themselves. Additionally, if you do want to buy it from Games Workshop, here's another thing you can do. If you have a Warhammer store, you go into the Warhammer store. They will tend to open up a little bit early on the Saturdays for the pre-order Saturdays, and the terminal that you can order from at GW in the Warhammer stores bypasses the queue that you might get into online. You can actually pre-order online, so you have a little bit of a way to get in there early. And there you go. But I would recommend that you do it with your local game store. Obviously, support your local game store. There you go. But then when not pre-ordering, do consider using my affiliate link. That'd be awesome. And that's all I had to say. There you go. I know there's a lot of negativity online. Nobody likes that we cannot get these models. We also possibly have to start considering, like, well, if you literally can't get hold of these models, which it seems like that's the case, because it's one of the boxes with literally the most popular faction in the game and one of the joint second most popular factions. Space Marines Tower are, of course, the most popular faction. So there you go. Nobody was ever going to get this box. This is going to be so hard to get hold of. Additionally, sorry, I forgot to add, if your local game store does not sell out, and they've shown, like that, for example, I know that Games Workshop, the Warhammer website, has sold out of previous boxes. So online allocation sold out, but they still ship to the local Warhammer store so that there are boxes on the shelf. So if you have missed the online, go to your local store. They might still have it. Now, yes, you're going to have to get there half an hour early to make sure that you're first through the door, obviously, right? But just because it's not sold online anymore, your local game store should have some. That's all I have to say on it. But we also then have to consider, and I'm done now, but if models literally cannot be got hold of, is it fair for them to be tournament legal? I know that nobody wants to say, "Oh, actually, Space Wolf Scouts are not legal for the next 3 months." Nobody wants that. But Kill Team is set up and has a release schedule that is in such a manner trying to promote a healthy, balanced, competitive game. How can it be a competitive game when people can't get the models that you must have to play? Cool. I'm just throwing it out there. Just thinking about it. Now, obviously, for me, not an issue. I just don't go to tournaments, no problem. But a lot of people do go to tournaments, and they won't be able to get hold of these models. Now, obviously, you're thinking, "Oh, that's fine. They're Phobos. I'll proxy them. I don't even like Space Wolves. I'm going to do Imperial Fist or something like that." Cool. Awesome. Love it. Stealth battlesuits, same thing. I use the old stealth battlesuits. I don't need the new ones. Cool, cool, cool. But there are certain metas. For some reason, Italy keeps coming up. I don't know why. Where they do not like they are pure raw WYSIWYG. For some reason, Italy has a reputation both in 40k and Kill Team of being extreme WYSIWYG. Like no proxies allowed. You must have the official models, and I'm sure that is true in other metas as well, just less famously so than Italy for some reason. So that's something to consider. Why are we allowed to play like I'm not even going to talk about the fact that I've had access to these for like 3 weeks. If I cared, and there are tournaments on the day these release that I could take them to legally after having what 5 weeks of solid practice with them. I'm not going to do that because I think that's absolute cringe. But there's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's only like 8 Kill Team content creators that play the game, right? That also get these things for free. Go and look at the BCP for the week that these release. Some of them are going to play them. They've had 5 weeks practice by that point. Cool, guys. If you made it to the end of the video, I'd like to give you a big triple hello. Thank you so much for watching till the end of the video. You're awesome. I'm awesome. Let's be awesome together. And let's not allow absolute psychopaths to play these teams on release weekend, because that's fucking insane. Sorry, I've gone way off topic. That's nothing to do with the video. Have a good day. Bye.